Hey everybody, welcome to our Tuesday night Zoom call. It is Tuesday, March 22nd, and this call is for our team to connect, to learn from each other, and to share ideas, share our enthusiasm, and share inspiration so that we can go out and do what we do best, helping other people, and feel really confident in our ability to do so. So tonight I'm excited. We got a great call. We're going to share, first we're going to share what some of our takeaways were. Some of us were on the incentive trip and we had a great time, and share some of the takeaways that we learned there. And then we're going to talk about the price increase that's coming up in April 1st. And I was asking Molly yesterday if she had contacted her clients about it, and she said no, because it really wasn't an issue for her. I go, let's talk about that. And then first we'll start it off by introducing a brand new coach. We love to share, love to expand our team, right? You know, as our waistline shrinks, our team grows. So we love it. Kimberly, and Kimberly is on Molly's team. Kimberly, would you please introduce Sherry, your new coach? And we'd love to hear just from Sherry what she's excited about.
Sure. Susan, I'm super excited, everyone. I met Sherry through my husband, actually, and I just want to introduce her and welcome to the team. She's a personal trainer, and she works with a chiropractic group in the Chicagoland area. She's super involved in her church community and enjoys bringing health and fitness into her church to help others. She's caring and compassionate, and I just know she's going to be a natural at health coaching. And I just want to welcome her. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you so
Sherry,
much.
You there?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot for the introduction. I'm just excited to be a part of a team of people with like minds. You know, the whole objective is to help save the world from obesity, and it's just becoming an epidemic, and it's crazy out of control, including some of my family members. So this gives me a formal protocol to approach folks with, something structured, because everybody is busy. I've tried it for myself so far, and in about a month's time, I've lost about 14 pounds. So I'm convinced that it works, and I'm ready to share the excitement with other people to help save some lives and get people on a path to success and happiness.
Well, Sherry, you are in the right place, and we are so glad you are here. Seriously, we're gonna have a lot of fun changing lives together.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll hear from you again soon, I'm sure. All right. Well, so we, for those of you that are new, there is an incentive trip offered every year, and I love the incentive trips. And so we got a chance, Dee Corchin and Nicole DeWard were on the incentive trip in Dyma, and we had a great time. And we also, they had a kind of a school by the beach. We got to talk to some of the leaders and visit with them. And it was so great to hear. It's not just the information you learn, but the posture people have and what they believe. And it's like, you know, if they believe this, why aren't I acting like I believe this? Because I believe that. So it's a great reminder to hear what other people are doing. At breakfast, you can talk to people, how they posture the habits of health, what they do with their clients. So it's just a really incredible way to get to know other people, other ways of doing things, plus to be in a beautiful environment, in a beautiful environment, hanging out with like-minded people, as Sherry said. So anyway, Nicole, will you start us out, please, and share your experience of your first incentive trip?
Absolutely. It was amazing, I think, and first to be able to spend 5 days with my husband, and it's been a long time since we've been alone, 15 years exact. So for that amount of time. So 5 days is a great time to reconnect with your spouse and for us to not only have a great time together, but to be active. And San Diego is just a beautiful area. And we were so impressed with how active everyone was. We were boasting that we had like 23,000 steps a day on our Fitbit. So that was super fun as well. And my favorite takeaway that Josh and I shared together once we got back to our room was as you're meeting people and learning about people's stories, these two guys in particular, I met actually at Go Global. We were in the gym. And at Oh Dark 30, you don't really talk a whole lot. You're just being together and working out. I changed some with you guys. Didn't even get their names until the incentive trip, and ended up chatting, finding out one of the guys lost his daughter to cancer 6 years ago. I believe she was 10 years old. And so he ended up, he was very, very overweight, he and his wife both, and they both were introduced to the program by a friend of theirs who was a pastor. And the pastor basically just said, look, this is what I'm doing. This will change your life, and I want you to do this with me. And they have now, I believe their global directors have both quit their jobs. They've moved to the place of their dreams, and they truly approach everyone, and including the other guy that they're friends with, actually is on his team. And they approach people that way. I hope you can hear me. There's a plane going over, and I'm outside. My house is very loud, being that I have 4 children that like to sing and hear themselves. So I'm sitting outside. But so anyway, Josh and I were both talking about how impressed we were, and what impressed on us, that these are people that are going to others saying, I have something that I want to share with you that's changed my life, and it may or may not be for you, but who am I to selfishly keep it to myself? And so going out with that kind of confidence and passion, it's so important for us not to hold back and to share it with those in our life, because we just never know where someone is, what they're experiencing, and coming forward with that type of confidence. And a lot of times we call it being bulletproof, but when you have that, no matter what someone answers you, it doesn't even matter, because you did what you were responsible to do, which was share the gift that we have. And so that was my biggest takeaway, hearing that from other people, and their stories are just so impressive about what our company has to offer. And I'm very blessed to be a part of it.
Thank you, Nicole. That was perfect. So true. You know, I love your servant leadership, that you go outside, you know, like whatever it takes to share with us. You know, you're tired at the end of your busy day because you've been up at Oh Dark 30. And so to come on and share with us about your experience, thank you so much, even to go outside. One of my mentors was Stephanie Goldka, and she had a full-time job and 4 kids under the age of 8. And she became a global director. And I'm like, okay, how'd you do that? And she says, you know, sometimes she'd have to go in her closet, you know, to have a call. She'd be getting a bath and doing a team call. I mean, it was really fun. So that's what you reminded me of tonight, you know, just going to any lengths to serve people. So thank you, Nicole. So appreciate it. It was fun. And I met people through you. I kept meeting people, and every time I meet them, you knew them. So, and Dee Corchin, will you share with us your first, I'll go ahead and unmute you, incentive trip?
Yeah, gosh, it was so exciting. I still feel like I'm on a high from it. I've been coaching, it'll be 5 years next month, and this was the first time I qualified. And I guess my best advice would be, I think in the past I thought it would be a nice idea to go on a trip, but I don't think I really believed I could qualify for it, so of course I didn't. But this year I definitely wanted to go, and I was very on purpose, and fortunately was able to attend. And you know, I think my biggest takeaways, I mean, I think I was reminded yet again that we just work for a phenomenal company. You know, like Nicole said, the people that were around and the integrity of these people, their happiness, their joy, and what they're doing for other people, I mean, it's just unmatched. And what the company did for us at this event. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I was just been telling people, I felt like I was in a dream the whole time. It was just so cool. But I missed my family. I kind of felt like I was, and I mean, you guys and my team, I kind of felt like if you were a parent and you went to Disney without your children, like, you know, that feeling like, well, this is cool, but don't you wish the kids were here? And I don't think of anybody like children, but I just looked around and want this for every single person on our team. So I'm hoping that we can group together and get some momentum and go as a group, because I just think that would be incredible. And I want everybody to share in that. My takeaways, and they kind of parallel from Go Global. You know, I try to talk to as many people as I can. I always ask people, how did you find out about Take Shape for Life? And I feel like more and more often I'm running into people that they are clients. These are the people we're working with every single day, and they're introduced to the opportunity early, and they accept that opportunity early in their journey. And so I can only attribute that their coaches are doing a really good job painting the picture for them, encouraging them and guiding them and moving them forward. So I just saw a lot of opportunity for myself and my own business to really capitalize on that and really help create the opportunity for my clients to experience what so many people are experiencing. A few specifics I thought were very interesting. I'm always energized when I listen to Brian Drollinger, one of our presidential directors. You don't hear from him too often, but one of the things he was sharing was that he talks to people and attracts coaches that he considers them better than him, more successful than him. So not just his clients, but he was sharing that he has a woman he's talking to, and apparently she's a very well-known motivational speaker. She's publishing a book, and he's been talking to her about the opportunity, and she's going to actually move forward with it because even though she's very visible and everything that she does, she's very, very unhappy because of all the time commitments that it takes of her. So it was just a reminder. I think I would probably look at that person and think, well, they've got it going on. They wouldn't be interested in this. But I think that, again, you just never know. So like Nicole said, we have a responsibility to share what we offer. The other thing was I'm hearing a lot about our client support and what they're calling team coaching. And it's kind of a concept that I don't think that we have been, have not really fully implemented in our organization, but we're going to be learning about. There's going to be an executive director boot camp that's offered. So I'm super excited to participate in that, find out more about that, because it seems to be a system that's really working to help bring along clients to further in their journey, possibly become coaches. And then when they're new coaches, help them get started. So I'd say that was probably my biggest takeaway. I got pages of notes, but.
Thanks, Dee. That was great. Yeah, I remember last year, Liz, you and I felt the same way last year. You felt the same way, like, oh, God, I wish everyone was here. And so we definitely will make a point when we learn what it is next year. And everyone in Austin, really make a point. We'll be able to connect in Austin for National Convention in July. So I hope everyone's there. We'll talk more about that as time goes on. One of my takeaways was, I learned this from Terry Miller, actually. And I think she was talking about, say you have a coach who maybe has 4 clients and they're like 1 client or 2 clients away from senior coach. But they're fine. They're fine. They don't need to, they only want to help a few people. They don't want to get to senior coach. We know that income-wise, it'll be way better for them. We know that they'll help other people. But, sometimes we think, well, we don't want to push them to do something they don't want to do. And what she says, they just employ structural coaching. And structural coaching is from Dr. A's chapters 3 and 4, creating a structural tension, not a stress tension, but a tension between where you are and where you want to be, a discrepancy. And so if we're here, we've got 3 clients and we're fine with that. Well, there's nothing driving us, no tension to drive our desire to take action. And so she just starts awakening their desire by asking them questions to get them further and further from where they are, such as, if you were going to help, what have you enjoyed most about helping somebody, that a client that you've helped. And of course, we all get a high of someone getting success, right? I mean, it lights our fire. How have they been impacted? And we know that we've all experienced people's lives changing as a result of what we guide them through. And, if you were going to help some people, who would they be? Who's been on your heart to help if you were going to help anybody? And how would their life be impacted as a result? If you did help them, how would their life be impacted? And the people that they love. And then how would you feel if you impacted them or changed their life in that way? And I always remember Nicole, sharing that about, Sandy, and look at how, you were, Sandy, you were Nicole's impetus to help somebody. And then you became, now you're serving so many people and helping so many people. So, I mean, it's out of that one seed of desire. And so if we can awaken someone's desire, it creates the tension to help drive action. Instead of, because I just give up, I just say, well, they don't want it, so it's fine. But how many people's lives have not been changed because I gave up? Because I didn't ask the questions. So we're going to, really hope to get better and better at asking these questions. So I really love that. It really changed me. So speaking of changes, we have a price increase coming up. And on April 1st. And like I say, I asked Molly, did you write anything to your clients? The company sent out an email, and Molly said, no. So Molly, go ahead and share. And that we just had a whole great conversation around that. And I just wanted her to share it so badly with you guys, because it's exactly what we're all talking about tonight, awakening that motivation, coming from a place of the gift that we have and knowing how we can serve people and serve them best. So Miles, do you want to take it away?
Sure. Thank you. One of the things that was kind of funny to me was when we were talking today, and we were having a kind of a business coach call and talking about a lot of different things, and then this pricing issue came up, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, the pricing issue. And she's like, what are you doing about that? Which was the first time I thought, maybe I should be doing something about that. It didn't occur to me that I should be doing something about that, because the company had, of course, notified every client and had shared the pricing increase with us. And she said, why, she was asking me questions, because that's what Susan does, to bring forward, the reasoning and the thinking. And she said, so, why are you not doing that? I said, one, because the company already has, and I really come from a place of not giving energy to things that I don't want to develop and create, like I don't want to call somebody up and say, so about that price increase, because then we're just kind of giving energy to something that we don't really have any control over. And they haven't come forward and said, oh gosh, I'm concerned about the price increase. But one of the things Susan was asking me is, well, how would you handle it if somebody phoned and said, hey, about this price increase, can we talk about that? I'd say, sure. And what is it about the price increase? Well, I just think it's getting too expensive, and I'm concerned that I can't afford it anymore. And, this price increase is X percentage of blah, blah, blah. And I think I would say, oh, I understand that concern. I know that whenever there is a product that I really enjoy or rely on and it goes up in price, I've never been happy about that. And that's the truth, right? Your favorite lotion, your favorite perfume, your favorite whatever, you see a price increase. I mean, nobody jumps up and down and says, wow, that's awesome, they increased the price. I mean, we've all been in that situation. So I think I would try to come from a place of empathy and say, I totally understand. It's not fun when something that you enjoy having or using increases in price. And just so you know, as a health coach, I want you to understand, I don't get the product any cheaper than you do. That is not part of our business model. And it might actually lead you into a conversation around the business model. It could take you there. If you just introduce it as, just so you're aware, I don't have access to the product in any other form or pricing structure than you do. I'm a consumer too. So that might lead to a conversation. But I think coming from that empathetic place of, yeah, I understand it's not fun when something you really enjoy increases in price. And then, but let's talk about, how do you think that price increase might impact your results? And then just stop and listen. Because I don't think, I think that next response will be pretty telling, about whether people will think that the price increase really will impact their results. And if need be, what I do like about what Take Shape for Life has offered us in terms of tools to address it is they've shared with us, it's 70 cents a box. It's going up 70 cents a box. But when you explain that really that's 10 cents a meal, maybe it becomes a little bit more palatable and not as overwhelming. as the $14 a month might feel. Okay. So I think that having that pricing information right at the tip of our tongues can be helpful, and say, really, it's coming down to 10 cents a meal. How do you think that might impact your results? And they may say something like, well, I think it's time for me to maybe consider what else is available out there as far as eating plans. And I think that's where we pull out the chart and say, yeah, you know what? If I had a situation where there was a price increase and it prompted me to look around, I'd probably look around. Do you want me to help you do that? Because I have some information that might be useful. And I could walk through that comparison chart with them. Because you know that the comparison chart and the results are not going to change. And in the end, they're going to come right back to the conclusion that, like anything, they're going to eat the increase. They're not. So I don't think that the price increase is anything that we need to give energy to. But lastly, and really to one of the lessons that Susan has emphasized with us in the past is that if we have a concept, really, it shows up in our words, in our actions, and how we posture things with people. So if you have a concern about the price increase, you're going to feed that concern on down to your client. I just really believe that. And I think the reason that I haven't gotten any objections and I haven't gotten any phone calls is because it doesn't, I'm not, do I want to pay more money? No, but I'm not in a place of reluctance or resistance around it. Does that help?
Yes, it helps a lot. What, Debbie, did you have something? Let's see. I think you said to your client, get their orders in before April. Yeah, absolutely. Calling your clients and telling them, or giving them a heads up that if they wanted to take advantage of the lower price to get their in before April, that's absolutely right. But Molly, that was great. I hope everyone took notes while she was talking. But this question, so how would that affect your results? I have used that. I wrote it down on my pad on my desk. I think I've used it 3 times, and I think we talked it 2. So in the past few hours, I've used it 3 times because people want to quit for all kinds of reasons or take a break. I take a break. It's like, take a break from what? You still want to reach your goal, and so I think that this can be an invitation for someone that wants to get, off or wants to go back to old habits, because it is hard to keep moving forward. Does anyone have any questions for Molly around that? You would respectfully disagree. Okay, Michael respectfully disagrees. Giving energy to the negative side. What way, Michael? Why don't you just unmute yourself and let's hear what your thoughts are around that.
Well, my thought is just like Molly's thought. If you ask, encouraging your clients to put in their orders before April, really it shows that you are against the price increase, and it just floats you towards the negative side of everything. And so, like, I'm with Molly. I sort of just don't even pay attention to the price increase unless it's brought up to me by my clients, because I know that if I just give that energy, then everybody's going to start getting worried, and it just starts feeding this negative energy that it will just constantly fuel itself. And if they order in April, if they put their orders in March, are they going to order again in April because the price increased? You already told them the price is increasing. So
what
I just wouldn't do that.
You don't want, and that's great, because you don't want to focus on price.
Exactly.
Price is not, the price is the price. We don't sell.
We don't sell Medifast. What we do is we create health in people's lives. And what I've really been focusing on is creating health in my patients' lives. And the more they are realizing that's what they're doing, is they're creating a healthy new person, they get more excited and energized about that. And that's been a fantastic thing.
We'll share a few of the questions, because I forgot, we did talk last week, and you have been playing with that, creating the movie, and so say someone did have a question around, Michael, the price is going up, and I'm kind of, is it really going up? Will you answer that, respond to that with some of the things you're working with?
Well, I think Molly had great suggestion is to really be empathetic and agree with them and just be on their side. I understand it's going up, and I wouldn't give any really sort of, I wouldn't try to explain it, but just understand that they are creating a new person, and are they like what we're doing right now? Are they like what the journey has been so far? And they're happy with it. And if they're happy with it, then what do you want to continue to create? You can always go to something at the store, but you're going to fall. You're not going to be able to create the same situation that you're getting here right now. And what I'm really focusing on with my clients is to, they get stuck on their weight, and I've been, hey, what does a healthy, I say Jennifer look like? And I say, and I really want you to be very descriptive about that. It's not about your goal of reaching 260 pounds. What is Jennifer doing at, 260 is maybe 150. What are you doing at 150 pounds? Write that out for me. What kind of activities you're doing? What are you doing with your family? Write it out as a movie script. Write everything down and read it to yourself every day. And that'll be sort of ingrained in your brain. And my clients have been really getting excited about that activity. It's a lot of fun.
Wow. That's empathetic and inspiring coaching, structured coaching at its best. And I love the way you're just taking them higher and higher to what it is they want to create. So it creates a desire to take action to move towards that.
Right.
Brilliant. Hey, Liz, did you have a question?
Less of a question and more of a follow-up to what Michael and Molly said, which is I've used the price increase to encourage myself and my coaches to connect with inactives and just not necessarily say, hey, price is going up, just as a touch point, say, how are you doing? And it's kind of like a reminder, okay, time to get back in and see who's not been active, connect with them, see what they want. And then if they happen to say, I'm kind of thinking about it. And then I can say, well, it might be a great time because, we have this opportunity right now. There's going to be a small increase in April, but you get the benefit of it if you want to order in March. And then that way I'm not trying to bump up people to order twice in March. But it just creates an opportunity to connect and reach back. And sometimes it's easy to forget about those inactives that are sitting there in your office in motion, and just a time to go back and just make a touch point with them. Say, hey, how are you? Been thinking about you. Are you where you're at? Are you where you want to be with your health journey? And if they just an opportunity that can keep it out of that negative cycle, but can actually add a nice touch of connection. Just as a thought.
Love it, Liz. And it is such an opportunity to reach out because they are hearing from the company. They are hearing. It's such a perfect opportunity to connect with, especially those inactive clients. Terry, do you have something you want to share?
Yeah, I was going to say, do our inactive clients get an email saying there's going to be a price increase? Does anyone know?
I believe so.
Okay. Thanks. That's all I had.
Molly?
I just wanted to mention, I know some of us that were at Go Global purchased the simple order forms that look like this on a pad. And I've already put a request in to Health Coach Services to expedite the update on those pads as soon as possible for April 1st pricing. So hopefully a little nudging will get things moving.
Yay. Thank you for remembering to do that. I know you use them, and I really appreciate that. Thanks for notifying and sharing with us. So, all right, guys. Well, we will, those of you that are executive directors, there is a boot camp this Saturday. Reminder to tune into the nurse call. Listen to the playback of the nurse call. Is great. Marcia did a great job with Kristen. And from last night, Monday night. And then there's a Habits of Health call tomorrow night. and we'll post that. Cindy usually posts that for us. Thank you, Cindy, on our team site, and I'll post the playback of this. And maps. We're still doing our map contest, so if you send your maps in, picture to me, text a picture to me, text a picture to your coach, and then we'll do a drawing tomorrow, and you'll get to see my son's smiling face choosing the winner. Good night, everybody. Thanks so much.